Rather lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. This is your afternoon update. Transfers still catching up and down. Arsenal trying to close their first deals very, very soon. We should be getting in our first announcements from the club. 2 announcements are incoming, and of course this month 2 huge signings are also being discussed to see whether Arsenal will be bringing in at least their first marquee signing of the summer. But to let you know, around the other situation and around the other videos I've done and uploaded to the channel already. I have done a video around Fabrizio Romano's comments on Gabriel Jesus, and I've also done a video around the general situation on Yves Bissouma. We've talked about Bissouma, why Arsenal should sign him, what we know, all the rumors and all the confirmed links to the club. So make sure you do check out those videos because they'll help you understand the situation around those 2 players. But in this video, we are going to talk about Marquinhos. His medical is complete. Zinchenko has been allowed to leave Manchester City, but there is conditions from the player for any club that is going to sign him. Tielemans, an update from Goal.com and Charles Watts, Victor Osimhen, and Gianluca Scamacca, the new bid that is prepared to be incoming from Arsenal. All that and more is going to be discussed in this video. Let's get the video to 200 likes. I think that should be our target. 250 or 200, whichever. I don't know which one should we go for. Let's go for 250. Why do we go for the the low ones? Let's go for the higher value. 250 likes. Make sure you do that. Subscribe to the podcast as well, so that we can have as many people on as well. But let us start off with Alexander Zinchenko. This afternoon, he has been allowed to leave Manchester City. That is huge news for Mikel Arteta. Of course, Mikel has already told Arsenal that he wants Alexander Zinchenko. He's spoken to the player, and Zinchenko knows that Mikel Arteta really fancies him at Arsenal Football Club. However, the question has always been, at Manchester City going to let him go? He's a very good player in my opinion, and Pep Guardiola really loves him. He's been is a key part of that Manchester City squad, especially in terms of squad depth and also bringing in a different kind of dimension to the midfield, to the left back role. Always when he's called upon by Pep Guardiola, he has been really fantastic. So, but the player wants game time. It's the same with Raheem Sterling, and it is the same with Gabriel Jesus. All of these players want to leave this summer because they want to play more regularly in positions they feel they should be playing in. Gabriel Jesus wants to play as a number 9, and he wants a team that can give him that many games, 38, 36, 35 games in a campaign. Manchester City seemingly cannot do so, and now after bringing in Erling Haaland, they can't. Alexander Zinchenko now reportedly, let me highlight this, reportedly Alexander Zinchenko, yes, he has been allowed to leave Manchester City, but he also wants a club that is going to allow him play as many games as he can as a midfielder and not as a left back. Now, I'm not really surprised that Mikel is interested in Alexander Zinchenko at the moment when we are looking for a left central attacking midfielder. Of course, if you look at how Arsenal are trying to play this season, or how we've tried to play this season, we've played a single pivot, a central attacking midfielder to the right in Martin Odegaard, and a central attacking midfielder to the left in Granit Xhaka. So what we are looking at the moment, we are looking for a player who can play in that left central attacking midfield role. Alexander Zinchenko has predominantly played as a left wing back or as a left back for Manchester City, and there is a lot of belief that if you deployed him as a central midfielder to the left, he would actually give you a lot of quality and a lot of value. Now, I need to get this from you in the comments box. Do you feel Arsenal should bring in Alexander Zinchenko as our left central attacking midfielder? Of course, in that role, you're looking at Tielemans, you're looking at Lucas Paqueta, you're looking at the likes of Renato Sanchez. All those players can give you a lot of quality in that area. But Alexander Zinchenko, 25, 26 years of age, still very, very young. and I think it's going to move for a price that is considerably very, very low, around 20 to 35 million euros. I think that is what Manchester City will be asking for. So the player has been given permission to move on to the next club, but he wants to go to a club that can guarantee him game time in the midfield. If you cannot play him in the midfield, then literally you can't sign him. Two clubs are interested in him, by the way: Arsenal and West Ham. West Ham are looking to recruit a new fullback on the left hand side, and then Arsenal are looking to recruit a backup left back for Kieran Tierney, but also we want to bring in a central attacking midfielder to the left. So what's going to happen, and what is it going to be? Just stick to the podcast, subscribe, hit the notification bell, because anything that happens around the club, I'll be here to let you know. Now, Marquinhos is Arsenal's first signing, not yet confirmed, but what we can confirm today as well, he did complete his medicals and he passed them. Now, I didn't report this. I just looked at, I was running through my, can I call it my archive, my records, and I saw this story. Marcus Oliveira Jr., Marcus Oliveira Marquinhos, Arsenal's first signing from Sao Paulo. Everything is agreed. Personal terms are done. Prices are agreed. We're just waiting for Arsenal to announce him. And also now, information that I have, Marcus Oliveira Marquinhos did do his medicals with Arsenal. Of course, he traveled to London. He traveled to the London colony, did his medicals, and he actually passed them. So the player completed his medicals. He's just waiting for that announcement to be done. Any developments around that deal that come up, I'll be able to let you know. But what you have to know is that Marcus Vinicius Oliveira finished his medicals and completely passed them with Arsenal Football Club. Now, Goal.com has also given us an update around Victor Osimhen, Skamaka, and the two priority signings from my man Charlie Watts. Of course, you know the drill. One of my best journalists on this podcast, and of course around Arsenal, is Charlie Watts. Absolutely a big Arsenal fan. And maybe that's one of the reasons as to why I really love him. So he's been speaking around the transfer situation, actually writing around the transfer situation, with Goal.com. And first and foremost, he's pointed out and said, Yuri Tillemans and Gabriel Jesus, those are the two main transfer targets for Arsenal this summer. There are no other transfer priorities. Those are the transfer priorities the club are looking at. They do not have any other transfer priorities. As it was reported by Fabrizio Romano, Arsenal will try to complete these deals as early as possible. Now, I think the only difference that to the story that has been added by Goal.com, Charlie Watts has, apart from confirming that those two are our priorities, he has also said that Arsenal believe that these two deals can be done as early as possible, as early as June, and then we move on with other transfer dealings. The feeling the feeling around the air is that Mikel Arteta wants around up to 6 new signings this summer. Of course, the Sun had come out and said that the manager is rethinking that decision and thinking of spending big rather than spending big on a few players, rather than spending big on many signings. But I think it is going to stay like that. Arsenal could bring in up to 6 new signings this summer, with 2 strikers, with a midfielder, a backup left back, and also a backup right back. So we could see as many signings as 6 for Arsenal this summer. The 2 priority ones that Arsenal believe can get done are going to be Yuri Tillemans and Gabriel Jesus. That's according to Goal.com. I think the price, the price for both of them could be around 70 million euros, 40 million euros for 40 million pounds actually, for Gabriel Jesus, and then around 30 million pounds for Yuri Tillemans. So around 70 million euros is the price we are looking at for both of those signings. And for me, only 70 million for that duo. That is an absolute joke. That is the biggest bargain Arsenal will have, will ever make in in a transfer window. Just imagine the price that brought in Nicola Pepe brings in Yuri Tillemans and also brings in Gabriel Jesus. That is absolutely very, very good business. So get that done, Arsenal. Get that done. But also Goal.com have been reporting around the other strikers that Arsenal are interested in, and Charlie Watts has also made it very, very clear that Victor Osimhen has met with his representatives, and his representatives have met with Arsenal regarding the situation of him joining the club. And I'll say that again. It is very, very clear. It is very, very clear that Victor Osimhen has met his agents. His agents have met with Arsenal. However, according to Charlie Watts, he believes a deal is going to be very, very hard. They both parties do know that both parties do understand that Arsenal is interested and the interest is serious, and Arsenal had made an initial offer for the player, reportedly around 80 million euros, actually up to 90 million euros, but then the offer was rejected by Napoli, who are looking to sell the player at least 110 million euros. So Victor Osimhen, talks ongoing with the agents. A deal is believed to be very, very difficult, as Napoli do not have any intentions of selling. I think that is the reason, lads. For me, I don't see any other reason as to why Napoli would make it so hard. Of course, the first reason is they bought him at a very, very hefty price. They brought him in from Leo. Is it from Leo? At around $90 million. Yeah, I think it was $90 million. So if they brought him in at $90 million, they will look to get that money back, because over the past 2 seasons that he's been at Napoli, he's just been better. He's just becoming better and better and better as a striker, as a player. He was voted Italian, I think, Young Player of the Year in the Italian Serie A, if I'm not mistaken. So that shows you that he's becoming better as a player. And look, I think Arsenal would want to pay over about 90 million euros. If Napoli cannot get into a deal for that price, I don't see Arsenal paying 100 million euros for Victor Osimhen. But again, he's another young brilliant prospect. Now that Darwin Núñez is very close to joining Liverpool, Núñez is one of those players that can guarantee you 20 goals per campaign. But he's going to be going to Liverpool. Haaland as well, going to Manchester City. Arsenal is left with the likes of Gianluca Scamacca, Victor Osimhen, the likes of Gabriel Jesus. They cannot guarantee you 20 goals per campaign, but they are very, very good prospects on the market. So Victor Osimhen, Arsenal have held talks with the representatives of the player. A deal is still very, very hard, according to Charlie Watts, but we still hope that Arsenal can get that deal over the line as well. Now, the information that I have over Gianluca Scamacca, we had to discuss this yesterday, and I hope we will discuss Scamacca in a separate video today, is that Arsenal initially made it was a 35 million euro bid for Gianluca Scamacca. Now, I'm not really sure whether this one really happened, right? Because this information came in from an Italian agent, and that's why I trusted it, right? That's why I really, really trusted it. So he says that Arsenal made a bid around 30 to 35 million euros. However, for Arsenal to get the player, they would have to double that, right? They would really have to double that, and I don't think Arsenal are ready or any close. I don't think Arsenal are any close to doubling. To doubling that 30 million euros. The player is valued at around 45 million euros. One of the clubs that I've seen interested in Gianluca Scamacca as well is Juventus. Actually, according to Gianluca Di Marzio, he has said that Juventus are planning for the future, and one of the players they're thinking about to start with is Gianluca Scamacca. Of course, they beat us to Dusan Vlahovic, and now they want to bring in Gianluca Scamacca. He's Italian. I think it's going to be very, very tough for Arsenal if Scamacca is wanted by Juve. It's very, very difficult to compete for Juventus for an Italian talent. It's so hard. But a bid is in there. We are waiting for any second options, any second contacts. I will be letting you know. All right, so just here running through the pages of my man Charles Watts. We've been discussing some of his latest updates. He's confirmed as well that Lyon have confirmed the signing of Alexander Lacazette on a free transfer, and all the full details can be found on goal.com, so make sure you do check that out. And Charles Watts says Arsenal are looking to get deals done for a host of their unwanted players this summer. Guendouzi's permanent move should be soon confirmed as well. So we are looking to complete deals for a couple of unwanted players. Right, a host of unwanted players. And that reminds me, we should be doing our keep or sell on the channel very, very soon. If not today, that should be tomorrow. But it should be today because today I have a lot of data. Right? Hit the like button if you want to support me. If you want to buy me data, because that is why my podcast is on and off. If you want to get support us with any sort of data, numbers are in the description. It will be very, very, very much appreciated. See you soon.